Hey everybody, welcome back to Swamp Donkey Gardens here. We're here, it's July 2nd. We're down here in the greenhouse, and it's about 5:30, something like that. It's been raining on and off all day. Really nice, actually really nice rain. Uh, but here today we want to talk about tomatoes. I don't know how long the video is going to be, but we'll get it done. Some of our tomatoes over here are a little overgrown. We got some suckers hanging out the bottom here, which you can't really see right at the moment. But first of all, before we get into cutting and shredding, we do got our scissors with us. It's good to have a nice pair of sharp scissors. Excuse me, I prefer a pointy scissor like this, but like I said, nice and sharp. But yeah, they're all. I think there's 8 tomatoes in here, but right off the bat, I guess let's start off at the beginning. We got tomatoes are a vining. They're a vining plant. I mean, they don't wrap around stuff like a cucumber does, but as you can see back here, I trellis my tomatoes. Let's turn it over here just a wee little bit. See if we can't see. And I got the string comes down from the trellis, and then I have these tomato clips to where I clip them. But to start off, there's 2 kinds of tomato plants. There is indeterminate and determinate, and the ones you see beside me here, they're all indeterminate. And the difference between indeterminate and determinate, now we'll start out with indeterminate. Indeterminate tomato plant is a vine that will keep growing and growing and growing and growing until the frost gets it, or something, a disease kills it off. And it can. I've had tomato plants get over 10 feet tall. So if you're going to have an indeterminate tomato, that's a good thing to look after when you're buying tomatoes. If they're determinate, depending on the room, but they'll produce. And these ones here are cherry tomatoes. They're super sweet 100s. They produce a lot, a lot. And you can see here it has a leaf node here, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on just the one side. So there's 16. Same thing on this side and same thing on that side. But yeah, then indeterminate. I don't know if you get off the subject. I'm good at that. An indeterminate tomato is genetically, through the seed or however they do it, it's genetically made to grow to a certain height, which is usually around let's say 4 feet. They put out a determined amount of fruit, which is tomatoes, and that's what they do. They'll put out their fruit and they'll die. There ain't no matter what you do to a determinate tomato plant, it's gonna put out its fruit. It's gonna go and it's gonna die. That's it. You ain't gonna keep it. You're not gonna keep it going like these ones here. I guess you would say. And if you can see this one in the background here, this one over here I did trim up. But I guess back on topic. But yeah, that's the difference between the 2 tomato plants, determinate, and like I said, it's good to know what you're working with, so you can put the room up. So like a determinate tomato plant, which it's raining out right now, but at some point in the video I'll take you out and I'll show you. I have some celebrities out there that are determinates. But anyhow, back to these. I did prune this one up here. Let's take these off so I can see a little better. This tomato plant here, in fact, let's flip it around real quick. This tomato plant here is, let's say that's 3 feet high, and every tomato plant grows the same. As you can see, I have all these down in here. They're all clipped off there, and you can see some tomatoes there in the background. They've been pollinated, and that's how tomatoes like these little flowers here, every one that gets pollinated is going to turn into one of these little baby tomatoes, and they'll just grow up and just like this says. But anyhow, I've clipped the bottom of, there I go with my finger again. I clipped the bottom of these ones off for airflow. I like to have, you know, a good 7-8 inches of airflow through there. I didn't clip the one there with the tomatoes on it off, but and if you can see, we're going up, and a tomato goes just like as you see. It goes a, let's see here, we can get in there. You got your main vine, and you got your leaf node, which comes off in a leaf, and then in the corner here is what they call a sucker. That's what it looks like right there. So you'd want to take that off, but I'll show you a bigger version of the sucker. But I've cleaned this one up already. Like I said, kind of show you how much room I leave underneath, and there's basil in the background. But yeah, that's how much room about 7-8 inches, because them leaves down at the bottom, they don't mean nothing. I mean, look at this one over here, they're pretty curled, and I'll show you once we get going here. I'll show you how it grows, or how I clip it. And you can see a tomato plant there, or a tomato clip there right by the drip line, a little white thing there, and it's connected to this string right there in the back, and it clips around and it's hooked onto that. And you can see how it's the main stem, and it goes up into a leaf, and there's the leaf node, which will take that off, and it goes up and up, and which that one already had a sucker taken off of it in the corner, in the, I guess you would call it the elbow right here. And then it comes up and oh, right here. Look at here. Get out of the way. That green thing you see right there, that's a sucker. So now you can just take it with your finger, and I'll show you how you can do it. It's not really, just turn it to the one side, turn it to the other, and that comes right off. And now that's a sucker. Now, if you're really getting stingy for tomato plants, you can plant this. You can plant this, and I got an example right behind, which I planted this earlier this morning, which I gave it water and good soil, and I just stuck it in the ground, and it's gonna look like that for a little while. It'll take a little bit to come back, but honest to God, to tell you the truth, that's how you can. Every sucker that you take off of a tomato plant is it's possible to become another tomato plant. Look, I have a bunch of them laying down there. There's one there, one there. Anyhow, we'll come up to this one, and this one comes up and it has a conundrum. It has, if we can get these leaves out of the way. Now you can see the main stem. If we get that one out of the way, it comes up here, and it comes up, and then here's a sucker. Here's a sucker. And there's actually a sucker in the back there behind this yellow flower. This one actually right there. Now that looks like the main stem, but it's not. The main stem is actually this one here. This one right here is the main stem. You know how I know? Because this node of flowers or / tomatoes is growing off of that. So in turn, I would come and take that bad boy out of there, and with something that big, it is better off to use scissors. Like this one back here, I'll show you. It's kind of hard doing her one-handed, but we'll get it. And you can see back here which one I'm going to cut. Goodbye. And then we got one more hiding in there, and which that one's pretty tricky, because it actually, you can see light So it comes out and the main stem actually splits. It splits here, it's growing out, but then it's reconnected there. What the heck? It's reconnected by, so that's, see, that's, sometimes tomato plants are tricky. So you're gonna have to make a decision on which one to clip. And I've already made my decision. This is the one I'm gonna clip. Maybe. That's the one I'm clipping. So now, that's what our tomato plant looks like. What it should look like, except down in the bottom. The bottom is a bundle. So I'm gonna take this one down here. And I'm gonna take that. You can see that where I'm clipping down there. It's a little blurry. Boop. Goodbye. And anything that's touching the soil, as you can see, that one back there, not that big leaf. That one back there where my scissors are pointing, is this one. So we're taking this one. You can't see it. So now you can see how there's, and actually I could take this one off of here too. Could take that one off of there. It wouldn't hurt nothing. Actually, I'm going to take it off there just because I want to. So now you see nice good airflow, and that ain't going to mean nothing with them shade leaves with them tomatoes in there, because we're in the greenhouse. We're in a controlled environment. I can control the water. I can control whatever we need. But you see, see how that one, I've trimmed that one up, and then I'll get another tomato clip and I'll put it on right here. And if you want to hold on 1 second, I'll put you back here, looking down over that way. Tomato clip. You know what? There, I'll flip you around again. And you see the one we were working on. Connect the clip to the string. Lock it in there. You want to watch so you don't get everything tangled up in the string. Around. And there we are. Tomatoes all secure. Clip in there, clip in there, clip in there. Actually, we don't have to have that many clips on. We could take one of them ones in there off. But we're all right. And on to the next. Just ran over my clips. And on to the next. Which this one doesn't have too much craziness going on, I guess. Just needs this can be taken off. Now, if you don't want to, I mean, I'm not saying it, but you can keep the suckers on there, but you're going to have to really take care of your tomato plants. I just took one off of that one. Let's go back to this. Let's go back over to this side here. Coming through. And this one here. This one here has got some big old suckers on it. Let me see your leaf node. Let's get this side. There you go. There's your main stem, your leaf, and then you got your main stem coming up here, but then you got this thing, which is caught up on the flower, sticking out of there. I can come in there and beep. Gonzo. If you see in there another one, there's another one. Come out of there. That's almost another another stem. And if you see, there's another one coming out of there. This one here, but I'm gonna leave that one there for now. And I need scissors for that one. This one here. Goodbye. That one there. And you want to try to, which I have been. I got the knack of it. You want to break them off clean. If you're pulling along them and you're yanking up, and you just want to break them off side to side. If you're yanking up, it's going to strip it. It'll rip part of the skin off up there, and that hurts the plant. So if we're coming up here, you see the Y there. You can't find it. Here's one. Here's one. You got to figure out a main stem on that. This one's a sucker. So if we back up here, so we want to, I'll flip you around one more time. Bring it down this way. And I lost my scissors. I see them. But that's how I pretty much do all my tomatoes. Yeah, all the tomatoes, I like to keep them off the ground, because if you keep your leaves on the ground, that's what promotes disease. It splashes up, but I don't really have, I have drip lines connected to mine. You can see that little red thing down in there. That's all drip line. I just water through bottom. I don't, sometimes I get the sprinkler in here, but not very often. I just kind of leave it go by itself. But yeah, I'm just going to continue going through this, flipping suckers, flipping leaves, so I can get some nice airflow below everything. And you want to clip your leaves off, like, as you know what I mean, as close as the main stem as you can. This one's got a little lean on. I see this bottom one's. See, I took that bottom one off of there, that bottom clip, so we can use that up here. And I like to clip it in like one of the V's. And it just holds it. Holds it right there like that. And like I said, these are Super Sweet 100s. And so I showed you how I got this side pretty much done. I'll keep it. I mean, it's nice airflow. I'll go over to the other side and I'll do that. But I'll show you the other ones up here. Now this is a different kind of tomato. We'll flip you around here. Now this is a Beef Master, which these things can get, again, it's a determinant. It can get huge, which I showed you them the other day, and it likes to like this one here. It likes to fork off. We got main stem here, main stem back there, which is one main stem there, and the other main stem over there. So that's a 2-vine. So I'll have to trellis side. Matter of fact, I'll put another string from up there down to here onto that. But I'm gonna have to go through here tonight, and I'm gonna have to get all these, because a couple of these have big suckers on them. And honest to God, these things grow so fast. I did a video the other day with these ones. Well, these ones I showed them all, but these ones grew, I bet you 6 inches, maybe, if not more, and grew all these suckers, and they're getting crazy. like you grew these big suckers like this one. Big, huge sucker. But yeah, let's take a walk out here. I see it's not raining anymore. Carrots are doing absolutely wonderful. These are another things that are just, like I said in my video, they're hot peppers, but they're just starting to take off. They were in a stall for a long time. Get some flowers. Soon to be another flower bed. I think we're just going to start putting flowers on any of these ones. Are going to go over there. And spinach is doing phenomenal. Oh yeah. We'll go over here and we'll get some celebrities that are determinate. Which the determinate ones I do not take the suckers off of. Like these two here. This is a determinate. And this is a determinate. And I do have them staked or trellised up. But I'll just keep putting other lines down as I need, as they, that's just to hold them. As you can see there, they got real nice stalks. They're nice and thick. And we got tomatoes already. That's a cherry tomato, and it's like it must be a bush style because look at how compact it is. And then these are Better Boy Pluses, which they're indeterminate, which they need trellised. And then last but not least, we'll get out to the, oh, I forgot the ones over there, but these peppers are cayenne peppers. And I gotta put some slug stuff on. Look at how it's got straight 8 cucumbers. These are pickling cucumbers, which these ones don't get too big, so these ones I'm gonna have to trellis up. I'll trellis it up. Like I'll let these ones go up on that. But the slugs are getting, well, it's like a misty rain out here today. And then we got more Super Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. Which these, my choice, these ones need, some of them need re-trellised up. And then with the tomato, you have to, in my eyes, I take I try to trim the suckers because if you turn it into too many vines, it almost gets overwhelming. Down here, kohlrabi. So let's get back in the greenhouse and we'll figure it out from there. These are the mortgage lifters. These are indeterminate, but these are going to need trellised up. Or I'm sorry, the Cherokee purples. Just wait till they get big. They're going to be cool. So let's flip you back around here. So yeah, that's just a little take on tomatoes. I'm sure there's a lot more information out there on tomatoes, you know, of what to do, what not to do. That's just a little stool. Andy's sticking out. But yeah, that's how I do my tomatoes. I try to keep them, I trellis a lot of them, except the determinate ones, which I still do trellis them ones. I just tries to keep them in check. But yeah, like I said, remember, always you want good airflow, good soil, good fertilization, consistent watering, and I guess just a little bit more on, I guess, my knowledge of tomatoes. Like your mortgage lifters, your Cherokee purples, your big ones, your Beefmasters. They're all a real thin skin tomato. Compared to like a cherry tomato, which they'll crack, but with consistent watering, look, I'll flip you. We'll be in there. Be real. Let's go in there. But with consistent watering, I guess I was trying to get a bee. I think you've seen it in there. Yeah, but with consistent watering, a tomato has let's say a little flap when it's taking up water. It has a little flap, and when it gets pounded with water like a rainstorm or outside tomatoes, this flap opens. It opens up, and it takes a little bit. But once this flap opens, it takes a day, let's say a day and a half to close in the tomato plant. And when it takes up all the water, it has no place else to put the water but in the tomato, and that's where you get cracking, and where you get cracking most of the time. That's what that comes from, is too much water intake too quick. So, but yeah, with that said, I'm here just babbling on about things, but just little things that I do know about tomatoes and growing them outside and inside. And like I said, in here I can control exactly how much water I know they get. So a controlled environment is a little better than outside, but I think outside gets more of the elements. So, but anyhow, with that said, that's my take on tomatoes. I hope you learned something today. You can leave a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button. Actually, smash the like button. Hit it like it owes you money. Yeah, don't be afraid to subscribe, and like I said, comment. I mean, I'm up for answering any questions. If I know, I know. If I don't, I don't know. And there's a lot of things that I don't know. So, with that being said, that's how I trim up my tomatoes. That's kind of how the tomato grows. So I'm going to get back at it here and finish troublesome them up and going with that. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a great day. Till the next video, I'll talk at you.